In the peaceful town of Meadowbrook, a new girl named Lily had just moved in. She was known for her fearless nature, always seeking adventure and excitement. Her emerald eyes sparkled with curiosity, and her chestnut hair cascaded as she walked. Meadowbrook was a charming town, nestled amidst rolling hills and dense forests. It was known for its old school, Meadowbrook High, and the ghost story that had lingered for years. According to the legend, a girl named Grace had met a tragic end in Meadowbrook High. She had been a kind and gentle soul, always helping others and spreading happiness. Grace loved the school and her classmates, but one fateful day, she disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a town full of sorrow and a haunting mystery. People said that Grace's ghost still roamed the school, seeking closure for her untimely death. No one dared to enter the school after dark, and there were tales of strange noises and eerie sightings. The legend had grown so strong that the school was often avoided like a cursed place. When Lily arrived in Meadowbrook, she heard about this ghost story and felt an immediate fascination. The idea of a haunting in the very school she was about to attend excited her adventurous spirit. She decided to uncover the mystery once and for all. Lily's first day at Meadowbrook High was met with whispers and stares. She didn't mind, though. Her focus was on a mission. During lunchtime, she struck up a conversation with a group of her new classmates. "Have you ever heard the story of Grace, the ghost of Meadowbrook High?" Lily inquired, pretending to be intrigued by their responses. The other students exchanged uneasy glances, and one girl, named Mia, finally spoke up. "Yeah, it's just a silly legend. They say she haunts the school, but nobody really believes it." Lily pretended to be surprised. "Really? No one believes it? I find it quite fascinating. I'd love to check it out." Mia and her friends shared another glance, unsure of what to make of Lily's audacity. "Well, if you're so brave, why don't you spend a night in the school?" Mia challenged. Without hesitation, Lily replied, "Sure, why not? I'll do it." The challenge was set, and word of Lily's dare quickly spread through the school. Soon, everyone knew about the new girl who claimed she'd spend a night in the haunted Meadowbrook High. Lily spent the rest of the day gathering supplies and learning about the school's layout, determined to be well prepared. That evening, as the sun began to set, Lily sneaked into the school. The air was thick with anticipation as she walked through the dimly lit hallways. Her flashlight in hand, she felt the chill of the old building. The creaking floors and echoing footsteps sent shivers down her spine. Lily explored the school, climbing staircases and opening creaky doors, but there was no sign of Grace's ghost. As the hours passed, her confidence waned. She considered giving up and returning home, but something kept her going. In the dead of night, as the clock struck midnight, Lily found herself in the school's old library. It was a room filled with dusty books and forgotten memories. She decided to take a break, sitting down at a weathered desk. The only sound was the soft ticking of a clock on the wall. Just as Lily was about to give in to exhaustion, she heard a faint, melancholic voice. It was a song, a lullaby. She followed the sound, her flashlight leading her to an old locked door at the back of the library. The voice seemed to be coming from the other side. With trembling hands, Lily reached for the doorknob, and to her astonishment, it turned. The door slowly swung open, revealing a small, forgotten room. It was there that she found her answer. In the room, she discovered a dusty old diary. It belonged to Grace, the girl whose tragic story was the heart of the legend. As Lily read through the diary's pages, her heart ached for the girl who had suffered so much. She realized that Grace's ghost wasn't a malevolent spirit seeking revenge, but a lost soul yearning for someone to understand her pain. Lily's adventure had led her to the very core of the haunting story, and she now felt a responsibility to help Grace find peace. With determination and compassion, she decided to share Grace's story with the town, hoping to shed light on the tragic history of the school. The next morning, she returned to school and began researching Grace's life. She spoke to older residents of Meadowbrook who had known Grace and gathered more information. As Lily continued to uncover the story of Grace, she made an astonishing discovery. One day, While she was speaking with the elderly residents of Meadowbrook, she met Mrs. Johnson, who had lived in the town for her entire life. Mrs. Johnson, with her kind and wrinkled face, had a story to share that would change everything. She told Lily that she had been a close childhood friend of Grace's. They had played together in the same neighborhood and gone to Meadowbrook High together. Mrs. Johnson had always felt an overwhelming sense of guilt about Grace's disappearance. She began to recall the events of that fateful day when Grace went missing. It was a time of heavy rain and strong winds, and the town was engulfed in a storm. Grace had been on her way home from school when the winds grew fierce. In the rush to seek shelter, she had slipped and fallen into the fast-moving creek near the school. The currents had been too powerful for anyone to save her, and Grace had tragically drowned. Lily listened in shock and sorrow as Mrs. Johnson's story unfolded. It was a heartbreaking revelation. The town had believed in the haunting for so long, but in truth, Grace's disappearance had been a tragic accident. There was no mystery or malevolence involved. With this newfound knowledge, Lily decided to share Mrs. Johnson's story with the town. The revelation that Grace's death had been an accident brought about a wave of compassion and understanding. The town's people came together to remember Grace in a different light. Instead of being known as a ghost story, her memory became a reminder of the importance of friendship and community. In a heartfelt ceremony, Meadowbrook High unveiled a memorial dedicated to Grace, depicting her as a bright and kind-hearted young girl. A scholarship was established in her name to support local students pursuing their dreams. Mrs. Johnson, who had carried the weight of her guilt for so many years, felt an immense sense of relief, knowing that Grace's story had finally been told in its entirety. As the years passed, the legend of the haunting in Meadowbrook High began to fade. It was replaced with a new story, one of a courageous girl who had transformed a haunting tale into a lesson of compassion and unity. Lily became a beloved member of the community, her fearless spirit now celebrated for all the right reasons. The haunting of Meadowbrook High ended, not through the banishment of a ghost, but through the power of truth, forgiveness, and the unity of a compassionate town. Lily's role in uncovering the real story of Grace earned her the enduring respect and admiration of the community, as she had helped rewrite a piece of Meadowbrook's history with empathy and kindness.